Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to find solution for the equation which exists in van der Pol oscillator. This oscillator is named after a Dutch electrical engineer and physicist called Balthasar van der Pol. So, when we write his name, B will be capital and P will be capital. While writing here also, V and D will be small letter. P will be capital if it is in the middle of the sentence. If it is in the beginning of the sentence, V will be capital. So, this equation is of the form x double dash minus mu 1 minus x square into x dash plus x is equal to 0. This is the general form of van der Pol oscillator equation. In dynamics, the van der Pol oscillator is a non-conservative oscillator with non-linear damping. Already we have studied Duffing equation which describes damping and driven oscillator. So here we are having non-linear damping effect. Now we are going to find solution for this van der Pol equation using perturbation method. So we are going to find first three terms of van der Pol oscillators with small damping. So our equation is of the form y double dash minus epsilon 1 minus y square y dash plus y equal to 0 for whenever t whenever t is less than 0. Whenever t is greater than 0, and using the initial conditions y of 0 equal to alpha naught and y dash of 0 is equal to some other constant beta naught. This van der Pol equation is same as the equation which is in standard form. So instead of x, we have dependent variable as y. Again this equation depends on t. So y is function of epsilon and t. Now we are going to find solution for this equation using perturbation method. We know how to write expansion for the solution using perturbation method. Y of epsilon is equal to y naught of epsilon plus epsilon into y1 of t plus epsilon square y2 of t, etc. Here we have to find y0, y1 and y2, which gives the first three terms of the perturbation solution. So since we have solved few problems already, I'll not write all these steps in detail. So we know what is y dash and we know what is y double dash, and using this boundary condition, if we substitute y equal to alpha naught and t is equal to 0, we will get initial conditions as y of 0 is equal to alpha naught, y1 of 0 is 0, y2 of 0 is 0, etc. y3 of 0 is 0, etc. Then if we differentiate this equation and if we use this initial value, we will get y dash of y0 dash of 0 equal to beta naught, y1 dash of 0 equal to 0, y2 dash of 0 equal to 0, etc. Now we have to substitute y dash, y double dash in the given equation. So equation 1 becomes y double dash means twice we have to differentiate y. So we will get y0 double dash plus epsilon y1 double dash plus epsilon square y2 double dash etc. minus epsilon 1 minus y square. Y square means square of this. Y0 plus epsilon y1 plus epsilon square y2 etc. Instead of whole square, I will write it as y0 plus epsilon y1 plus epsilon square y2 etc. Y square, instead of y square, I have written it as y into y and y dash. Y dash is y0 dash plus epsilon y1 dash plus epsilon square y2 dash etc. Then we have y also, y0 plus epsilon y1 plus epsilon square y2 etc. So in this equation I have substituted y double dash. Y double dash is second derivative of y minus epsilon remains as it is. 1 minus y square is 1 minus y into y dash. And I have substituted y, RHS is 0. So to find the coefficient of epsilon power 0, epsilon power 1 and epsilon power 2, if we simplify this term, it will be easy for us. If we simplify this term, it will be easy for us. So I am going to find y square first. Then I will multiply this whole term with y dash. So this equation becomes y0 double dash plus epsilon y1 double dash plus epsilon square y2 double dash plus etc. minus epsilon into 1 remains as it is, 1 minus y0 into y0 is y0 square. Y0 into epsilon is minus epsilon y0 y1. Y0 into y2 is minus epsilon square y2 into y0 etc. Similarly, I will multiply epsilon y1 into this. So minus epsilon y1 into y0 minus epsilon square y1 square. Epsilon into epsilon become epsilon cube etc. Similarly, epsilon square into y0 y2 into y0 and epsilon square into epsilon will be epsilon cube. So higher powers of epsilon we are neglecting because it is not required in our problem. It is multiplied with y0 dash plus epsilon y1 dash plus epsilon square y2 dash etc. And this y remains as it is. Now again if we multiply this inside, we will get first term remains as it is, y0 double dash plus epsilon y1 double dash plus epsilon square y2 double dash etc. remains as it is. Now we are going to multiply this with this minus epsilon into 1 into y0 dash, y0 dash epsilon into y1 dash epsilon square y2 dash etc. Then multiply y0 square with y0 dash. We will get minus y0 square into y0 dash, y0 square into y0 dash, y0 square into epsilon minus epsilon y0 square into y1 dash, epsilon square into epsilon, y0 square into epsilon square term. Therefore, minus epsilon square y0 square into y2 dash. When we multiply this with this, minus epsilon y0, y0 dash y1 and epsilon into epsilon will become epsilon square, and if we multiply with this it will become epsilon cube. So higher powers I am neglecting. Similarly, if we multiply this with, it will become higher powers. Coming to this place, minus epsilon into y1, y0, y0 dash. Epsilon into epsilon will become epsilon square, and then this will become epsilon cube. So this all other terms will become higher powers of epsilon. So etc. plus y0 plus epsilon y1 plus epsilon square y2 plus etc. equal to 0. This is our equation. From this equation, we are going to find coefficients of epsilon power 0, epsilon power 1, epsilon power 2, etc. So when we consider the coefficient of epsilon power 0, we will have y0 double dash and y0 equal to 0. So if we consider this, we are having y0 double dash, all others are having epsilon terms, and here y0. So our equation is y0 double dash plus y0 equal to 0. So complementary function itself, its solution. Auxiliary equation is m square plus 1 equal to 0. Roots are plus or minus I. Therefore, y0 is equal to c1 cos t plus c2 sin t. What are our initial conditions we are having? y0 of 0 equal to 0. Substitute t is equal to 0, y0 is equal to 0. We will get c1 equal to 0. y0 is 0, cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0. Therefore, we will get c1 equal to 0. Differentiate this equation. Differentiation of cos t is minus sin t. Differentiation of sin t is cos t. So, using second boundary condition, one second, we are having y0 of 0 as alpha naught. It's not 0, y0 of 0 is alpha naught. When we substitute y0 of 0 here, alpha naught is equal to c1, sin t is 0. So if we differentiate this, y0 of dash is equal to minus c1 sin t plus c2 cos t. Substitute y0 dash of 0 equal to beta naught. So substitute t is equal to 0, y0 dash equal to beta naught. We will get sin t is 0, cos t is 1. Therefore, c2 is equal to beta naught. So what is our solution? y0 is equal to alpha naught cos t plus beta naught sin t. This is our first term in our perturbation solution. Now we have to find coefficient of epsilon to the power 1. So when we consider this equation, epsilon to the power 1 is y1 double dash, and when we consider this minus epsilon y0 dash, this is epsilon square etc. Then y1 equal to 0. So this is our equation. So our equation becomes y1 double dash plus y1 is equal to y0 dash. So if we differentiate this, we will get y0 dash. What is y0 dash? Minus alpha naught sin t plus beta naught cos t. Differentiation of cos t is minus sin t. Differentiation of sin t is cos t. So this is our LHS. Auxiliary equation is m square plus 1. Therefore, complementary function is c1 cos t plus c2 sin t. To find particular integral, we have to find for these two terms. So our RHS is sin term and cos term, which is our second type. Denominator is d square plus 1 alpha naught sin t plus beta naught cos t. So here a is 1, here also a is 1. If we substitute d square is equal to minus 1, denominator will become 0. So in this case we have to multiply with t and differentiate the denominator. Differentiation of d square is 2d. Differentiation of 1 is 0 minus alpha naught sin t plus beta naught cos t. Now we have to differentiate this. 1 by d is integration. We have to integrate this. We will get t by 2. Integration of sin t is minus cos t. So minus into minus will become plus alpha naught cos t. Integration of cos t is plus sin t plus beta naught of sin t. So substituting complementary function and particular integral, this is our y1. Now we have to find the constant c1 and c2 using initial values. So what is our initial condition? y1 of 0 equal to 0. Therefore substitute t is equal to 0 and y1 is 0. We will get 0 is equal to cos t. Cos 0 is 1, c1. Sin t is 0. This whole term becomes 0. Therefore c1 is 0. When we differentiate this equation, y1 dash is equal to differentiation of cos t is minus sin t. Differentiation of sin t is cos t. Here we have to use product rule. Differentiation of t is 1 by 2 alpha naught cos t plus beta naught sin t plus t by 2. Differentiation of cos t is minus sin t and differentiation of sin t is cos t. So when we substitute y1 dash equal to 0 and t is 0, this is 0, c2. Here we will get alpha naught by 2, cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0, t is 0. So this implies c2 is minus alpha naught by 2. So our y1 is c1 is 0, c2 is minus alpha naught by 2 sin t plus t by 2 alpha naught t by 2 cos t plus t beta naught by 2 sin t. If we group sin terms, we will get 1 by 2 is constant, alpha naught plus t beta naught sin t plus alpha naught t cos t. This is our y1. Alpha naught 1 by 2 I have taken common minus alpha naught plus t beta naught into sin t plus alpha naught t cos t. This is our y1. So when we equate coefficient of epsilon, we got y1.